ladies' game is the best of 3 sets. Referee in charge is Kerry Crompton.
And I'm looking forward to seeing young Beau in action here. Tori Kewish from Australia, an exciting young talent in her own right, but Beau doesn't turn 16 until later this week, from Doncaster, and just a phenomenal young talent.
Yeah, she's been making headlines for somewhere in the region of 4 years now, has Beau Greaves. And boy, has she shot up in height in those 4 years. She's very tall for her age, but she has blossomed under pressure over the course of the last 4 years when she first started making headlines.
First leg, and it's Beau to throw first. Game on.
Well, she's beaten all the big names, hasn't she? When she won the Women's Welsh Classics, she beat Dita Hedman, Lorraine
100.
Winstanley, Anastasia Dobromyslova. The Welsh Open, she beat some top players as well, including Lisa Ashton. The England Open, she beat
95.
Fallon Sherrock, who's garnered so many headlines in recent weeks. She beat her in the final 5-4, and on the way beat the defending champion
60.
here, Mikuru Suzuki. So she fears literally nobody.
Same can be said for Tori Kewish, who
100.
you could say is almost the Australian Beau Greaves. Maybe not the same exact age bracket, but she's been making waves of her own in the course of the last
60.
couple of years. Since Corinne Hammond moved to England, she's been bossing the Australian circuit.
22 years old is Tori Kewish. What was
69.
the nickname you gave her earlier on?
TKO.
TKO. Quite a lot of religious types in here today. I noticed there are a few Mablethorpe nuns in. They'll be a bit disappointed after seeing Simon go out.
Yeah, they will be. Yeah, congratulations to Darren Herwini, who I think was very impressive on debut.
Well, when he got into a rhythm in the latter part of the match, he really played with a lovely flow, didn't he?
He was very straight, wasn't he? He didn't miss many 20s or many 19s on the switch. Now, Beau's settled in
60.
pretty well here. 5 visits, and she hasn't strayed from the 20s yet.
Oh, hello. Oh, needed that for the bullseye, and it's only a whisker out. She was just checking. Oh, good effort, nice
97.
setup.
Tori require 138.
Going for the 619s route for double 12. Very aggressive
34.
throw of Tori.
Beau, you require
But
64.
now it's favourite Greaves to take the first leg.
Needs it same again. And now double 16.
32. Tori require 104.
So to steal the first leg against the throw, Tori needs to find that single 10. She's missed that by quite some way. A bit of an adrenaline dart there. She didn't go for the single 18 because the flight was in the way.
Do you know Tori's dad's over here with her?
Nice
oh, good dart. That's put Greaves ahead, because she said that Steve was the guy who helped get her into it in the first place. She was the one who inspired her to take it up, and he was good enough himself to play for his state, played for Victoria.
60.
Yeah, it's very hard to get into that Victoria squad. I was asked to try out, but never did so because I had other commitments. But yeah, some of the greats of Victorian darts like Steve Duke Sr.,
44.
Sean Gibbs, Wayne Weening, of course, played World Championships. Phenomenal Victorian players like Eddie
60.
Sims. They're all part of the Steve Kewish generation.
Very ingrained in
100.
Mr. Nicholson. His Australian darts. Spent some time over there.
Yeah, just a bit. A couple of years ago when
100.
Tomo made his debut, Justin Thompson, I was accused on social media of doing too much of an Australian darts history lesson. So I won't go into it in too much detail.
57.
Oh, we like your knowledge. Don't you listen all the time to social media? It doesn't rule the world, you know, despite what some people think.
81.
Tomo, of course, who won this afternoon. He's from Victoria, in a lovely border town called Swan Hill. Very much ingrained in agriculture. Fortunately for Tomo, that's not one of the affected areas of the bushfires at the minute. And I did say this afternoon that every 180 hit in this championship, Tori is going to donate $1 of her own money, which is something very admirable indeed.
38.
2:55. Kewish still not on a finish. Not really
59.
hitting the heights as yet.
Get the feeling that the Beau Greaves arm is a little tight. A lot of her misses are under the treble she's
58.
going for, which is a sign of tension. That's a better dart though. She can build on that one. And she's just had an unlucky fallout. That was just because it hit the flight first. Took all the pace off it.
120. Tori require 104.
104 then. Treble 18 would leave double 16, but not near.
72.
Lovely
Beau
leave
requires
from
76.
Tori, just in case Beau doesn't take the 76. Needs double 8. Just checking with Kerry Crompton, our referee. Wonderful kill. It doesn't matter if you get them in the corners, as long as you get the right colour.
It's the third leg. It's Beau to throw first. Game on.
How about that? Doncaster last now. 2 legs to the good.
Do you know anybody from Yorkshire who can't play darts, John?
Well, I'm not very good.
100.
On my travels, I just meet so many people from the great county of Yorkshire, and every single one of them can play darts.
Used to be a big game round the Miners' Welfares once upon a time.
58.
A lot of it based in the Doncaster area. I had family who came from that part of the world.
There's some great players from South Yorkshire.
97.
Former champion Dennis Priestley from Mexborough. Dean Winstanley, former finalist.
Yep. Plenty of boxers as well, my other sport.
39.
There's a guy called Woodcock once upon a time, he could fight a bit.
A guy called Hamed as well, he wasn't bad.
Yeah, he wasn't the worst, was he?
58.
I think he likes it.
I think Sheffield always laid claim to Naz.
It's Kell Brookstown, isn't it? Sheffield? Kell Brook?
Oh yes, another Sheffield.
140.
Good darts.
Yeah, Tori's played a lot in Australia over the last few seasons with a lot of great success. She's toured with the Australian squad as well to the likes of Japan, Romania, of course, about 6 months ago.
She's up against it here, then she, this first set.
84.
Looking as though
Beau
it is
require
Greaves' to lose.
146.
Quick format as well, best of 3 in sets, and it's all over.
She's got 70 left, and she's got options. Probably treble 10, or the treble 18, of course.
94.
But that's good. She looks so composed on the stage, does Beau Greaves, but why wouldn't she be when this has been her life, even at the tender age of 15?
Another treble 20. Oh,
85.
Big,
Beau require 52.
tug south.
Double 8. The aggressive treble 12 route.
44.
Now, what does Tori do from here? This will be a
95.
confidence booster.
Well, she was looking for 25. Can't finish now.
30.
Double 4
Beau
then. This is for
require
the
8.
opening set. Nicely
Nice
done.
game shot. And the first
Yeah,
set,
pretty clinical
Beau
stuff
Greaves.
from the higher ranked
The
player,
second
and
set,
Beau Greaves is
first
showing
leg,
why
Tori to throw
we all
first.
hold her in
Game
such
on.
esteem.
Seeded 6 here this year is Beau Greaves.
Yeah, 4 or 5 months
85.
ago, she wasn't even in the tournament, and she went on this borderline ridiculous streak of winning tournaments. I think it was in Wales where she won everything
60.
she entered. The youth event, and the senior event, and the pairs.
Was that Ozzy Osbourne in the house? Surely not.
Wouldn't surprise me.
140.
We attract all kinds to darts.
All ages. All fancy dress.
180.
Great darts again.
What were you doing when you were 15, John?
I wasn't earning lots of money playing
60.
darts.
I get the feeling this young lady may earn a few quid and get a little bit more silverware as well. Steady averages so far. You have to give every
59.
player a little bit of extra rope at the start of a tournament, just finding their way, especially on a stage that they haven't played on before.
59.
Right now, Greaves is just a little bit more tidy, I feel.
None of those will put the throw under real pressure.
81.
Well, need that,
Tori
but
require
Kewish
157.
is feeling it again.
60 for tops. Good darts. Really nice leave.
137.
So
Bowie require
121 for the break
121.
of throw. Looking at treble 20. Now treble 17 would leave the bull. No.
43. Tori require 20.
Tori needs this just to settle down a little bit. Great
That's
shot.
game shot. And the first leg, Tori Kewish. The
Get her
second
into the
leg
match.
is Bow to throw first. Game on.
Got to take everything from here, of course.
I remember being in Hong Kong with Tori a couple of years ago. We were at the
56.
Soft Tip World Cup, which is being held in Kowloon Bay, and she played for the Australian team. I was playing for Team UK,
100.
and she was unbelievable that weekend. She got to the quarterfinals of the main event and took out one of the best players in the soft tip world of Canada, David Fathom, on the way. And she was only put out by Alex Reyes, the finalist from the United
41.
States. She made a real name for herself that weekend, and she's not doing too bad so far, but she needs to tidy up a little bit.
That was Beau Greaves' second 180 that she notched in there.
58.
Still keeping her nose in front.
It's a very long dart that Tori's throwing.
100.
She was telling me earlier today that she's even got longer points in today, which is quite frightening because they were long anyway.
Javelins.
100.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to throw those things. Got to use what's right for you, though. And this is better.
Oh, that was a bit unlucky, got a
140.
big deflection
Bowie
that last
require
dart.
107.
So 107 for the equaliser. Treble 17 looking for, not got it though.
91. Tori require
Now, can
120.
Tori get Shanghai 20s? Can she see that 60? Not enough of it, but she lays up for double 16 beautifully.
88. Bowie
Double
requires
8 to
16.
hold her throw. Gonna have to get it, I suspect.
And that's
Oh,
game
yeah, no
shot. And
doubt.
the second leg, Beau Greaves. The third leg
Doesn't
is
strike
Tori
me as
to
the kind
throw
of player that
first.
has a lot
Game
of
on.
doubt in her mind.
No, she's got a great temperament, hasn't she? I mean, I'll tell you what, I was trying to think, after you said what were you doing when you were 15? I mean,
100.
there's a few things I could say and a few things I probably shouldn't, but I tell you what, I certainly didn't have this sort of composure and self-confidence. If you put me up on a
95.
stage, for goodness sake, at that age, I would have been terrified.
Yeah, I think it's just normal for Beau to be doing this kind of thing week in, week out. And I first met Beau at the Motorpoint Arena in
56.
Cardiff about 3.5 years ago. And even at the age of 12, she was so composed, so good in front of camera. She's been raised by a great family.
100.
Leighton Bennett's another one who's just turned 14. I think he was 14
97.
on New Year's Eve, and what a talent he is. And I tell you what, Scott Mitchell's got his work cut out in that match.
And he knows it. What he needs to do against
59.
young Leighton is not fuel the fire, because that boy's got some fire. Well, what you were saying earlier, John, about the equaliser, I'm amazed that
85.
nobody's used that as a nickname yet. That's a great nickname.
Here she comes again. Well, that was a perfect first dart, and you could see from the facial reaction what she made of the second one. Not a lot.
Got to go 18s on the
83.
182 there. It just goes to show how good her mathematics are. Good stuff from Tori Kewish.
95. Bowie require 164.
Right, now 164. Can't be done.
Tori's just finding her way
44.
into this match
Tori
a little bit more
requires
now.
68.
And the momentum keeps going if she gets to 68. One dart at tops. The dart was in the way.
28.
Because those darts are so
Bowie require
long, if she
120.
underpitches it at all, it's going to hit the flight.
Shanghai needed. She's got the treble. There's the tops, now double 10. Yes,
And
what about that? When she got the double 20, you thought, well, she's made a mess of this, but no, she gets the double 20, and cool as you like, in it goes in that double 10. There's the dart which came out for Kewish, but what a great way to capitalise from Beau Greaves.
Well, you were talking about the composure of young Beau. When she hit tops, she knew that if she went anywhere close to that treble 20, there was a danger of busting the score. She fortunately got enough of the board to leave herself another double, and that composure shone through when she got double 10 as well.
Wins this leg, and it's game over. That 120 was spectacular.
60.
It was brilliantly timed because it stopped all the momentum that Tori had. And all of a sudden, she's got her back against the wall.
45.
Averaging just shy of 80. But she's picked up momentum in the latter stages.
100.
Certain players were born for greatness, and all I've heard lately is that these two were born
59.
to have a rivalry maybe in a few years. Well, the rivalry has started, and it looks like the first chalk mark is going to go to Beau Greaves.
Well, cliche, it's
59.
never over till it's over. You don't know. There could be a bit of finishing line-itis. Might be a two twitches and worries, but she doesn't look as though she's going to start crumbling anytime soon.
No, not at all. She's not going to get a bit of Chris
41.
Landmanitis from this afternoon, who got within the finishing line and started to crumble, but only just fell over it in the end. There's your proof, John.
Oh, wonderful.
150.
Wonderful dance. What about that for a setter? Goodness me, 32 left. And now she comes.
117.
This is
Bowie
for the
required
match.
32.
Double 16. Double 8. Yes,
And
there
that's
it
game
is.
shot, and the
And a very
match.
accomplished
Beau
performance, Paul.
Greaves.